Are you looking for the best PC cases for airflow? In this video, we will look at some of the 5 best PC cases on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Fractal Design Torrent RGB. Fractal is a company known for producing high-quality products that are both aesthetically pleasing and functionally robust. Fractal has introduced the Torrent series, which is intended solely to deliver optimal airflow. The Torrent is available in 3 different form factors: the compact for mid-tower setups, the nano for mini-ITX motherboards, and the conventional Torrent for full-tower setups. You can also explore our selection of the best full-tower cases for more options in that form factor. Maximum ventilation has been built into this enclosure, as the name seems to suggest. It does so by including 2 fans and a silver Y-shaped grille on the front panel. As we are well aware of Fractal's tendency to prioritize airflow, the Prisma AL18 180mm fans were provided rather than the more common 120mm or 140mm fans. It may not seem like much, but these fans spin at nearly 1200 RPM. Keep in mind that despite its slower rotational speed, this 180mm fan provides significantly higher airflow. There is a dust filter below the front grille panel and another one at the bottom of the casing that can be pulled out to the front. The 3 Fractal-supplied Prisma AL14 PWM 140mm fans in the bottom row are protected by this dust filter. The I/O ports are located on the top panel, but the design is kept simple by keeping the power button centrally located and the 2 USB 3.0 ports on the sides. The headphone and microphone jack are located on the left, while the USB Type-C port and the reset button are on the right. Each of the 4 SSD trays is secured to the chassis by a single metal screw. The rear of the motherboard tray has 2 more 3.5-inch expansion slots. We get tempered glass on the case's sides, and in this iteration, the glass is black with a subtle tint. The glass may be easily removed by pulling it out of its slots from the top. While this may make removing the panel less of a hassle, it also makes it less secure. The same tempered glass is found on the other side of the case, and there are plenty of Velcro straps and rubber grommets inside to keep cables neat and tidy. The Fractal Design Torrent RGB Black's whole rear panel has a cutout in a honeycomb design, allowing for optimal heat dissipation, whereas other cases just provide a small gap cutout for the fan to exhaust the heat out of the system. Considering the negatives, though the silver grille up front seems sturdy, it is really comprised of lightweight plastic. Given the high price of this computer case, this is a minor letdown. There's a chance it'll break easily because it's made of plastic. You can also check out our list of the best open-air cases for more options in that category. With its bigger 180mm fans, the Fractal Design Torrent RGB Black aims to be the most effective airflow PC case possible. The design is the tiebreaker, and it shows that Fractal has produced this device without cutting back on quality. Although not perfect, this case easily earns the title of Best Premium Airflow PC Case due to its plentiful positives and minimal negatives in terms of features, design, and performance. Number 2. Phanteks Eclipse P400A. Phanteks is widely regarded as one of the finest and most popular case makers in the industry, and the company's Eclipse line of cases has quickly emerged as a crowd favorite among PC builders. The goal of the series is to offer a premium product at a price that is affordable. This product will provide all of the necessary elements for a fantastic case, but it will not have any extra bells and whistles that are just not necessary. This pattern continues with the Phanteks Eclipse P400A, which is among the very best cases with impressive airflow and is a continuation of the trend. The RGB lighting in this case is very well implemented and is one of the best PC case lighting solutions we have yet seen. The Phanteks Eclipse P400A is a mid-tower chassis that has the fantastic build quality and a wide variety of incredible features. The front of the case is composed of mesh, which allows for improved ventilation, while the left side of the enclosure contains a side panel made of tempered glass. Since the chassis is compatible with ATX, Micro ATX, and Mini ATX motherboards, you have the flexibility to configure the P400A according to your preferences. In addition, Phanteks has improved the value proposition for this case by including 2 black 120mm fans in the package at no additional cost to the customer. There is an RGB version of the Phanteks P400A that costs a bit more but comes with 3 front RGB fans in the case. This can improve the airflow even more along with looks, making the P400A the best looking airflow PC case. The cabin of the P400A is relatively roomy inside, providing plenty of working space for its occupants. The front of the case is designed to accommodate either a 240mm or a 360mm radiator, and there are additional radiator mounting locations available for a 280mm radiator as well. Even our selection of the best CPU coolers for i9-13900K tops out at 360mm. You also have the option of installing a 240mm radiator on the top of the P400A, and the rear panel can accommodate a 120mm radiator. In terms of the alternatives available for installing the radiator, this translates to the P400A having a high degree of versatility. In addition, the chassis is designed to accommodate a wide variety of storage devices, including up to 6 hard disk drives, HDDs, and 8 solid-state drives, SSDs, measuring 2.5 inches across. The initial kit comes with both 2 HDD trays and 2 SSD mounts that are specifically designed for use with SSDs. Rubber grommets cover the cutouts in the steel panel, making the case an excellent choice for cable management. In addition, the panel is made of steel. It is evident that the presence of these grommets, which are not even present in some $100 cases, is a fantastic addition here. Since the rear area behind the motherboard tray is also fairly adequate for cable management, you should not have too much of an issue when it comes to handling your custom sleeved wires in this case. In order to make the front I/O as user-friendly as possible, it has 2 USB 3.0 ports, a microphone, headphones, a power button, a reset switch, and a controller for 3 different fan speeds. When considering it's reasonable, the Phanteks P400A offers a level of value that is nearly impossible to match. If you are hunting for a value-oriented PC case with supreme airflow, you can confidently recommend this one thanks to the front mesh panel as well as the comprehensive support for water cooling radiators and storage drives. Number 3. Fractal Design Meshify C. Some cases tend to be more suited to one function than another, as is the case with gaming cases that focus on aesthetics at the expense of adequate ventilation. This is not the case with Fractal Design Meshify C, however, which is a case with a great airflow design and aesthetics that can give any other case a run for its money. Aside from its all-black color scheme, the Fractal Design Meshify C doesn't offer much in the way of novelty. The all-black aesthetic makes it suitable for use in a wide variety of gaming environments. However, white cases are becoming more popular, so if that's what you're seeking, you might want to take a look at our roundup of the best white PC cases. The Meshify C from Fractal Design is a small and stylish case that doesn't skimp on durability. Modern devices typically have a tempered glass surface on one side, but if you want a more conventional look, a version with a solid panel is also available. Airflow is increased and maintenance is simplified thanks to the front filter's angular mesh. 2 120mm fans are already integrated into the Fractal Design Meshify C, providing even more effective cooling. The provided fans are very silent and move a lot of air, which is exactly what we want to see in a case like this. There is no RGB option, but you can swap out the fans if you purchase one of these RGB fan packs. The additional space afforded by the Fractal Design Meshify C is only one of its many advantages. 5 distinct storage approaches are available for your drives, as the case supports 2 hard drives and 3 SSDs simultaneously. Many people are concerned that their cases won't be able to accommodate a modern RTX GPU because of their massive size. However, this is not the scenario because the maximum supported length of the GPU is 315mm. There will still be room for advanced cooling mechanisms, such as more fans or even water cooling. The fact that the Fractal Design Meshify C doesn't include built-in RGB lighting is the product's one minor drawback, but overall, the Fractal Design Meshify C is an excellent option, especially considering its competitive pricing. However, you may need to purchase an additional RGB strip for use in this enclosure. Be sure to check out our Fractal Design Meshify 2 review as well for a similar PC case. There are several choices available when shopping for a PC case with optimal ventilation. However, only a handful can truly deliver the best of the best at an affordable price. The Fractal Design Meshify C is a good example of this. Our findings lead us to conclude that the Fractal Design Meshify C is the best built airflow PC case. The Fractal Design Meshify C is an excellent PC case and a worthwhile investment for the future, despite a few minor flaws that some users may find trivial. Number 4. CoolerMaster NR600. In terms of case design and achieving the ideal airflow, CoolerMaster does not have the best reputation in the industry. They have a lot of great cases like the CMMB511 and the H500P Mesh, but they also have some failures like the original H500 and a lot of the MasterBox light cases. However, with the release of the NR600, they have provided not only one of the most cost-effective but also one of the best airflow-focused cases currently available on the market. In our CoolerMaster MB511 RGB review, we also looked at yet another model of the company's popular computer cases. The CoolerMaster NR600 is quite an undervalued case, and the fact that it even exists is unknown to a great number of people. It is a mid-tower case that supports micro ATX and mini ATX motherboards and features a tempered glass side panel and a full mesh front panel. The case does not have compatibility with ATX motherboards, which is a little surprising, considering that it is virtually the same size as an NZXT H510. CoolerMaster made the unfortunate decision to not include any fans in this case, which is another poor decision. Yet, this decision may be justified given the pricing range of this case. Be sure to check out our selection of the best micro ATX cases as well for more compact options. The NR600 is a chassis with an emphasis on airflow, and it is obvious from looking at the case. In addition to having big ventilation holes towards the back of the case and at the top of the case, it also includes a complete mesh front panel that enables the highest amount of air to travel through. If you are interested in purchasing this case, the most prudent thing for you to do is shell out the additional money for a 3-pack of standard, non-RGB fans designed specifically for cases with effective airflow. Given that the case itself is very value-oriented, grabbing a pack of high CFM fans may be the best approach. If we can disregard the fact that the NR600 has a mesh front panel, the NR600's design is pretty similar to that of the iconic NZXT H510 in terms of its overall appearance. The design of the power supply shroud and the contours of the side panel made of tempered glass are very similar to those of the H510. If you purchase the ODD version, which supports an optical disk drive, the chassis has a decent appearance, but one would not describe it as classically beautiful. This is especially true if you consider the fact that it supports an optical disk drive. The cable management area is also enough, and a number of rubber grommets are given to ensure that the front view is uncluttered and uncluttered looking. If you are searching for a PC case that is simple in design and has excellent airflow for an affordable price, the NR600 is another excellent choice you should consider. On the other hand, in order to take full benefit of the mesh front panel, it is recommended that the case be purchased together with some fans. Number 5. CoolerMaster MasterBox Q500L. The MasterBox Q500L is yet another odd product that can be obtained from CoolerMaster. It is an inexpensive computer chassis with a price point of around $50 in mind. The Q500L is a mid-tower chassis that offers compatibility for ATX, micro ATX, and mini ATX motherboards within a case that is quite compact in comparison to other mid-tower cases. It has a front steel panel that is perforated numerous times and is protected by a dust filter. This configuration is designed to allow for somewhat more airflow than a solid steel panel would. The side panel, like the one on the previously described Focus G, is made of acrylic. On the other hand, in contrast to the Focus G, the Q500L does not come with any fans of its own. The interior configuration of the Q500L is likewise fairly distinctive in its own right. Due to the limited space available, CoolerMaster built it in such a way that the power supply is positioned at the very front of the case in a vertical orientation, and the motherboard is positioned such that it goes all the way from the very top to the very bottom of the chassis. The bracket for the power supply unit, PSU, may also be moved to provide additional mounting possibilities. Having said that, the inside space is already very congested, so putting together a workstation in the Q500L might not be the most pleasurable experience. Despite having a perforated front panel, the Q500L does not have the most ideal airflow in its standard configuration. However, no other case in this price bracket even offers a similar front panel. If you want to make a little bit of an improvement to the airflow problem, you might consider purchasing this case together with a set of fans to install. After you install a couple of fans, the thermals immediately improve. It should not come as a surprise that the build quality of the casing is not the finest given that it is sold at such an extremely low price. Nevertheless, the Q500L is a one-of-a-kind, relatively compact case at a price that is extremely reasonable. Additionally, it is a case that contains the majority of the features that one can fairly anticipate finding in a case of this price range. Speaking of budget options, you can check out our selection of the best budget PC cases for more alternatives as well. Overall, the Q500L is a stripped-down version of the options that are mentioned above it in our case roundup. It makes a lot of compromises, but the price point that it targets is extremely competitive and you won't find a similar design in that range anyway. We consider the Q500L as the best budget airflow PC case on the market after a few fans are installed in it.